Sorry about that. Might have to do this video in a couple of parts because I was talking for a really long time after I mentioned twin flames and it cut out. But the essence of what I was saying, Aries, is that regardless of whether or not the positives from this slow-moving change have manifested yet, on some level, you both know, you more consciously than this person, but you both, or the other people, whatever it is, more consciously know that this is good for you. So I might leave that there and move on to the next sign, which is Taurus. What energies are coming through for Taurus? So the overall energy for this reading for Taurus is Judgment. Whatever this is, you've been waiting to receive. We can see this person here sort of holding out their hands almost as if to receive the message. That's you've been waiting for communication from someone or something, or you've been waiting to hear news about a situation. Or maybe more than one person has. Again, this is a shared reading, but yeah, it's a group of people all looking up at the sky, staring up and sort of, they get their hands ready to receive. So whatever this is, feels very much like you've been waiting on this for a while. How do you feel about that? Is this something that you've been waiting for a while? It feels that way. Or that's definitely the kind of energy perception that's coming through. It's interesting to see how patient you've been, or perhaps in sort of typical Taurus, kind of ways, you were anticipating it to take this long. You've been waiting, but you knew you would have to wait, so the wait wasn't actually that bad. It's very interesting to see how you've been feeling about this, Taurus. So we have the whale spirit, which trusts the great mystery. Ironically, you're not being very Taurus about this. It's I shouldn't say that. That's not stereotype zodiac signs, right? But you're very comfortable with the uncertainty. sort of quite grounded, even though whatever this is may not have particularly made you feel safe. Yeah, whatever you've been waiting for, or whatever judgment or communication or message or outcome you've been waiting to receive, if you haven't received it yet, you're not stressed about it. It's like it is what it is, or whatever is meant to be will be kind of energy. You're super just go with the flow, like calm about all of this, which is a great way to be. Like, it's very good energy. What about the other party, person, peoples, whoever else, business, whatever, the other party, whoever else is involved in this situation? Are they as sort of cool, calm and collected as you about it, or are they perhaps experiencing a little bit more stress? maybe not. Who knows? Let's see what's going on for the other party while Taurus is being ice cold. Cool as a cucumber, very relaxed. Thinking of you, a loving thought, serendipity. The bright orangey kind of burst also may symbolize the sacral chakra, which is a sexy number, right? Like, and again, this might not be love, and I mean, even if it's work, someone might be quite flirtatious, right? And think about the relationship as more than just a professional thing, but regardless of the situation, this person is thinking about you in all of this, and it sort of feels like they're wondering how you're handling this, or how you were going to handle this. Maybe that's sort of what was coming through before. Like, it almost feels as though they think that you will not be doing very well. But in reality, you are so trusting and calm, and you're like, you know what? Like, it will be what it is going to be. I can't control this. You're very accepting of the fact that this is something that you can't control. It doesn't really feel like they reflect that energy. But interestingly, more than anything, like they're less concerned about the outcome or the message. It's very sweet. They're thinking of you. They're worried about you. There's a part of you that's like, mate, I'm fine. Like, I don't need to be thought about. Like, don't think about me, please. But they are. Yeah, they're less concerned about the outcome, and they're more concerned about you. That's very interesting. Alrighty, so what's the advice? What's the action? What's the outcome? How does this situation need to be played out from here? remain positive. It's very good advice, you know. It feels like you are anyway, or like mostly positive. Like there's definitely a bit of funny energy between here, but between you and this, you are positive. It's almost like law of attraction type energy. Like you're probably handling this better and staying more calm because you understand that the way you think and feel about it, you know, again, as much as you can't control it per se, thinking negatively about the situation isn't going to help you. So you've been remaining very optimistic, very hopeful, very positive, almost, confident and knowing, you know, you're chill about this. Like you know that even if it doesn't necessarily work out in the way that you expect it to or want it to, that ultimately that will lead you to where you need to be. This person's not there yet. They're too busy worrying about you instead of the outcome, and they're maybe not being as positive about it, so maybe they would benefit from a little bit of what you're doing by the feel of it. Very interesting. Moving right along, the next sign, and this is shocking, I should know this. Pretty sure it's Cancer, so we're going to roll with that. And if I do miss any signs, I will apologise profusely and record a part 3. But for now, what messages do we have coming through for the sign of Cancer? Again, this can be your Sun, Moon, Rising, or your Venus sign. Or theirs if you're a cross watcher, but... I'm fine with cross watchers. Some readers aren't, and it's almost like, you know, mind your own business. You shouldn't be watching other people's energy. You should just be worrying about your own. But in that same vein, a lot of energies in tarot readings do kind of mix and match anyway, so I'm pretty chill about it. It's totally fine by me. If you want to cross-watch and try and understand how other people are feeling, as long as you use that knowledge for good and not evil. No evil cross-watchers. That's the rule. Alrighty, so we have the Fool in the reverse for the overall energy. This feels like you were about to sort of make a jump or a leap of faith or a change, and then got scared. Not really. It's more like, I'll wait. It's not now. Like the change in of itself isn't necessarily not going to go ahead, but it feels as though this was going to happen a little bit sooner, and it's almost like, you know, you got on the diving board or the launch pad and you're ready to jump, and then no, let's hold that thought, let's, you know, pull that handbrake, park it, whatever. Yeah, okay, very interesting. It's possibly still going to happen at some point later in the future. You know, this might be trouble with coronavirus and things like that, depending on where you are in the world. But it's something like that, right? Like the energy is very much like plans were in place, things were about to change, and now all of a sudden, nope, different. So how are you feeling about that, Cancer? Sort of feels like maybe not thrilled. I'm going to take that because it fell out. Eagle Spirit has your back. This feels like protection. You know, this sort of saying of recall is rubbish, but you know, it's not rejection, it's protection, basically. It's something like that, where essentially where things in life happen in a way that we are not particularly happy with, and it's like, why can't I just catch a break or get ahead or move forward or, you know, get the thing that I want to get? It's because Spirit has your back. You're not supposed to have it. Or with this Fool card as the overall energy, it feels more like you're not supposed to have it yet. Like you will have it in divine timing, or when it's right, or, you know, whatever, you know, when it's meant to be. It's not that you will not have it, it's more that you are not supposed to have it now. And it feels impatient. It feels very like annoyed, like, just let me have this now. Like, you know, that eel has its eye on the prize, it's ready to take the throne, it's wearing a little crown. It's got its earrings on, you know, it's ready to go. It's ready to go out. It looks good, it feels good. It's like, yep, let's make this happen. Spirit's like, not yet. And you're slowly coming to terms with it. It's not quickly coming to terms with it. You know, you might sort of begrudge it or resent it a little bit, like, you know. Anyway, I will not finish that sentence, but yes. You're not too impressed. How are the other parties, the other people, the other person, the other whoever in all of this? How are they going? Your family, your friends, your pets, you might have pets that are affected by this. Who knows? How are the other people going in this situation? Because you're annoyed. You are annoyed, but it's ultimately for your own good. I don't think you're quite there yet. Maybe you think it's the first time that you're considering, but Zen garden, inner sanctuary. They could not give a fuck. That is so funny. Like, I'm not laughing at you, Cancer, but they understand this. Yeah, they understand maybe a little bit more about how the universe works, or the law of attraction, or just, you know, generally believe in perfect timing, right? You know, particularly when it comes to love situations, you know, things like, you know, right person, wrong timing, or, you know, things like that. It's like they understand this had to pause, or again, this vice versa, take the energies as they resonate, whatever works for your situation in a general reading. But from what is being read here, it's like, yeah, this pause or this delayed change has really irked you. And even though Spirit has your back, you're not quite there, and this person is. This person is literally so chill. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe maybe this is like a bit of relief for them. They're like, oh, thank God, thank Jesus, or thank Allah or Buddha or whoever, you know, like, praise the universe, because, yeah, maybe they weren't ready. Or regardless, they're fine. They are totally fine with it. Even though you're not. So, yeah, what to do, you know, how... Not how can you change this situation, because you can't... I mean, you can do anything, right? Like, that's not for me to say what you can and can't do with your life or with your energy, but it's, you know, especially if it is like a coronavirus thing, it's things like that where it's like, unless you want to go against the rules, which again, not judging, totally support that, not big on rules myself, but yeah, there are some things that are meant to happen in divine timing, and you can choose to resist the flow. Like, that's your choice. Like, you know, you have free will and you can do whatever you want. Like, it's, you know, co-creation. So it's up to you to decide ultimately what you want to do, but, you know, it feels like you would benefit more by not trying to force it right now. That's all I'm saying. And on that note, the Let Go card has come out from the angels. So, yeah, enough said. Like, this person has let this change go. Spirit has your back, Cancer. You probably need to do the same. And I know that's, you know, probably hard to hear, you know, especially around this time of year, like holiday season and stuff. Like, maybe you're meant to go and see family, or maybe they were meant to come and see you and plans have now fallen through, or something like this. Or, you know, regardless of what it is, it's happening for a reason. And ultimately, Spirit is working with you to make this change. It's not that this change or this thing is never going to happen. It's more, it's a not now energy. It's a not now energy. And again, you know, they say if you love something, let it go. You know, if it comes back, was meant for you. I'm, again, details with quotes, but basically, let it go. Let it go. I was going to quote Christina Aguilera, "What a girl wants," instead. I know that's not the actual quote, but that's the song. Maybe that song has some significance for you, but yeah, I'll leave that there, Cancer. You know, easier said than done, but letting go is probably, you know, actually really clear and direct advice. Pretty sure the next sign, oh, this is shocking, is Leo. I do apologise if I miss someone, but I'm going to continue on because this is a continuous reading. And I see now why people lump them together by by the signs, because they're easier to remember in clusters. Yeah, pretty sure I'm on the right track, but regardless, this energy is for the sign of Leo. So again, this can be for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Leo. Alrighty. So the overall energy for you, Leo, is the Two of Cups in the reverse. It even has a little lion with the wings on it. And two little snakes are kind of twist together to form like that medically symbol type thing. So yeah, there's change, there's a transformation. Normally, as a reader, Two of Cups feels like a soulmate thing. In the reverse, it doesn't not feel like that. It feels more like, almost like a soulmate energy is coming together. And maybe for some of you this is because of a breakup or a change in something, like, you know, you went from one person and they're about to meet the other. Or maybe you were in a job and you've just quit and you thought it was your dream job, but, you know, the new dream job is coming in. It's something like this. It's something, yeah, like a change is coming that's going to bring in something better, but perhaps you're not necessarily seeing that right now. Or yeah, an exchange, it's like a swap, like, yeah, very interesting. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about this change? Be it in love or your home life or your career or your finances or your hobbies or your family or your pets or whatever, like there's, yeah, things are turning around for the better. It feels like this doesn't feel bad. It feels significant. Like whatever it is, it's not a little change. So how do you feel about it? Stuck. Like the gods. So we have the dove spirit in the reverse, be peace, but in the protection of the reverse mode. Yeah, it feels like two things. You either instigated the change and there's a sense of regret or fear about it, or maybe you weren't. Maybe if you didn't, if you did or if you didn't, regardless, there's a sense of, yeah, imbalance, unsteady, you don't like it. Yeah, it feels resistant. Almost as though, like, even though if there's a part of your brain that knows conceptually or generally, you know, that sometimes things need to happen in order for the new and better thing to come in, you're like, but I just want this. Like, I wanted this. Like, why can't I have this? Like, you're like, yeah, that's all well and good. I understand that new or innovative things are probably on their way, and that change is ultimately good, and I'll look back on this one day and blah blah blah. You want to be there now. You're sort of caught in this. Oh yeah, you're having a conniption. You're not at peace with this decision. It's like in the upright it would be peace. You're like, no, I will not be peace. Okay. How's the other parties, the other people, the other energy or energies that are involved with this situation? How are they feeling about this? You know, were they the ones who wanted this change? Has a decision been made, you know, against your will or without your consultation? Is it, or do they see what you're seeing and just actually sit with that energy better, instead of trying to resist and sort of cognitively, logically knowing that eventually all change is good if you want it to be good, because you're not feeling that way at all, Leo. Which is fine. Like you can feel what you feel. You know, there's no right or wrong when it comes to emotions. Really, it's just intense for you right now. Okay, we have the perception card, beyond the veil of illusion. So yeah, they get it a little bit more. I think it's almost what it feels like, especially in sort of relation to the rest of the energies in this reading. It's like a change has happened. Maybe you did or didn't, or maybe they did or didn't instigate this change, but regardless, you logically understand that this block or this rejection or this thing not working out the way that you want it to, or vice versa, again, take the energies how they resonate, but you logically understand, but you're still really caught in the emotion of it. You're still really quite pissed off, really. They are almost like the total opposite of that. They are very centered and very calm. And it's like they're sitting in the emotional space of that knowing. You're sitting in the logical space of that knowing, but you're still quite negatively feeling the emotions of it. But yeah, they totally understand. And there's even a little butterfly, right? Like, you know, the ultimate symbol of transformation and positive change. You know, with the throat and the third eye lit up, they're speaking their truth. They're seeing the truth. They know this, possibly on a very deep spiritual level. They understand this very well. You could be dealing with someone very, very sort of like spiritually aware and powerful. Like this is a very solid person. They totally get it. You're having a bit of a hard time right now, which is, again, fine. Like, you have it to feel however it is you feel. There's no right or wrong when it comes to feelings. But where to from here, Leo? Like, how to manage this situation? What's the outcome? What's the advice? How to proceed? How to move forward? How to let go? How to actually be at peace and not logically understand, oh yes, if I was at peace, maybe I would perceive this a little differently. It's like, how can we get you from here to there emotionally? Sleep. You know, that watches Abraham Hicks and those sort of teachings. It's, you can't get there from there, so just sleep. Like, don't force emotion, because maybe that's what you've been trying to do, and it's pissing you off more. You're like, I'm trying to be happy. It's like, well, you don't need to be or feel or do anything you don't want to. It's good that you're trying, but it's Don't try to be happy. Just be happy. Yeah. We have the opportunity card here. So it feels like that's what this person can see. They see opportunity in everything. They don't see failure as failure, or they don't see it as a setback. They see it as like the next logical step or progression in a series of events. You probably not, but that it doesn't mean that you can't or won't. Like, you're quite intelligent, and it's almost like you know this cognitively, and that's probably what's going to help you emotionally. So it feels as though, yeah, you intellectually understand, you know, the sort of bigger picture of change management, and you know, how certain things aren't happening are secretly blessings in disguise and things like that. Your emotions are not quite there yet. Theirs definitely are. So to move you into that, it's almost like, you know, if you can see the opportunity, even if it's logically, even if you can look at this situation and look at the opportunity or the opportunities or the wins in it, that's what's going to get you out of this funk, Leo. We might leave that one there. Good luck to you, Leo. It's easier said than done, but you'll get there. You will. It's like, you know, you will as well. You're just sort of having the conniption. just need to have a bit of a freak out first, and then I'll let it go. Alrighty, after Leo, it's Gemini. So what energy or what messages, or, you know, what does Gemini need to know? What's going on for our Geminis out there? Again, this can be for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in Gemini, or your persons if you're a cross watcher. Hi, cross watcher. Yeah, what do you need to know? The Seven of Cups in the upright position. So you have a choice to make. Or maybe you and several people. This could be a group, this could be a partner, this could be friends, family. You know, the overall energy for you, Gemini, is choice or decision or indecision, really. It's like this sort of shadow person is like, which one do I pick? It sort of feels like you eyeing off the jewellery, like, oh, do I take the money? But yeah, interesting. There's a decision that needs to be made. How are you feeling about this? Maybe you're in two minds. Or going backwards and forwards. You know, again, not to stereotype signs, of course, but that would be very Gemini if that were the case. Co-create with spirit in the reverse, with the crow spirit here. Trust is, or lack thereof, is really what this feels like. This is, you want control of this situation, or you're worried about the consequences of the decision, not necessarily the decision in of itself. It's like you want to see behind, the door. It's like you want to know where the mystery prize is before you make a decision. Because it sort of feels like all the options are kind of good. You're not actually worried about the selection. You don't trust yourself or the other person or the other people involved in this, because you're not sure what the outcome is going to be, how it's going to affect them, how it's going to affect you, like what are the implications for making this decision. That's what you're afraid of. You're not afraid of the decision. This overall kind of energy kind of looks like, this shadow person's a bit like, oh, which one do I pick? But it's because they're all kind of good. Like, it's not the decision, because it looks like either way, like you'll be pretty happy with whatever comes in first, but it's the after. There's a lot of anxiety and fear and sort of not really trusting in the universe after the decision is made. Like, will I make the right choice? Will I be there? And that'll probably only aid in manifesting not so good things if you keep thinking that way. But again, your thoughts are your thoughts, and your feelings are your feelings, and you can think and feel and do whatever you like. But yeah, you're not very trusting of the implications of whatever this decision is, or like maybe you've just made it, maybe you're sort of still in this energy lingering, but regardless, how the other people involved, the other parties impacted by the situation, are they as mistrusting as you seem to feel? Or again, if you cross-watch it, how they seem to feel? Mix and match the energies and apply them to however they work. But yeah, Gemini, you don't trust it's the long term, the future you're afraid of. It's not the short term or the kind of immediate sort of gratification or outcome. It's, but will I hate myself for this in 20 years kind of thing. Not being very present. Worrying about the future, spending a lot of time worrying about the future. What's this person doing? What are these people doing? Getting a lot of this kind of contrast today. Harmony, power, self-confidence, productivity. It's a very America's Next Top Model style pose. I don't know if you like that show or they like that show. But they're fine. They are totally fine. It's not like a fast energy either. This is like they just going with the flow almost, and yeah, they're confident. They feel powerful, but it's not aggressive. Like, it's just baby steps. It's they know this will work out. They're like, whichever one you pick or I pick or we pick or is picked, like whatever decision is made. Like, again, this decision might not be in either of your hands. This could be a government or a work or a family or a a finance or a bank thing. You know, it's almost like this person is doing what you're not doing in terms of like, it's out of our hands. You know, once a decision has been made, or if the decision has been made, it's like, yep, we'll roll with that. Like that's what it is. You are very afraid and stuck, in the outcome of the decision. That's really what's worrying you. They feel like they can handle it, so maybe you don't feel prepared, even though you can see all of them look good. But what if they're not good? Like, don't do that. I mean, you can do whatever you like, but yeah, this person is very relaxed, very calm. So where to from here, Gemini? What are you going to do? What choice are you going to make? How are you going to handle this energy going forward? It's like, do I move here? Do I move there? Should I work here? Should I work there? Should I date this person? Should I date that person? Should I don't know, join this team or that team, or play this sport or that sport, or do this hobby or that hobby, or, you know, start, you know, I don't know, whatever, it's, yeah. And the other person's like, you know, whatever, babe, like, you know, we'll do whatever, it'll be fine. You know, none of this, what if this happens, or what if this happens, or what if this happens, what if it turns out great, you know? Anxiety, it's anxiety, you're very anxious, Gemini. Very, it's exhausting, it's very, very drained from this. And I wonder if you keep sort of going backwards and forwards and creating a lot of stress and fear about what's next, like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, so we have the Communicate Clearly card. This feels like you're holding back. You know, if this decision hasn't already been made, or even if it has or it hasn't, regardless, your fears or your anxieties or your frustrations, you are holding back. You've told this person, or you've told other people, like, you know, in this situation, other people are somewhat aware of your anxiety, but you haven't communicated this to the people that need to hear it. Like, this could be a boss, this could be a parent, this could be, you know, some sort of authority figure of some sort. You're very afraid. They're not. They are so fine with it, and it's almost like they believe in you more than you believe in you. So you're afraid of the outcomes or the implications of your decision, or of the decision, if it has or hasn't been made. Again, doesn't really matter, but it's like, if you are having all of this fear, the advice or the action or the way forward really is to communicate that clearly. Don't hold that in, Gemini. You need to tell whoever you need to tell, because that is driving you crazy. Alright, we might leave that there, Gemini. Hope that was helpful. You just got to let people know how you feel. That's it's almost like, it's as simple as that. Moving along over to Virgo, I believe. What's the overall energy for the Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign of Virgo? So the overall energy for the sign of Virgo is the Five of Cups, and immediately, yeah, oh, like, sad. Going traditionally, and just by looking at the card, it's like you're looking at the cups that are spilled over, and not realizing there's two behind you, sort of thing. But you loved those cups, or yeah, sad, very sad. Well, again, this could be you for a cross watcher for Virgo. Hi, cross watcher. Oh yeah. Okay, so whatever this is, like, it's not great. Like maybe you've lost something or someone. Like it's that level of intensity, almost like a job or a close family member or a pet or something like this. It's very all in black. It's feeling a death or a loss of some sort. I'm very sorry to hear that, if that is the case, for anyone watching out there. The overall energy is sad. It'll be interesting to see how you are going, Virgo. What was it? Very low energy, very low vibration, whatever this is. Maybe this is where you were, or maybe this is where you are now, or are about to be. I don't. It's hard to say in general, but sad. We have the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up, but in the protection or reverse mode. This feels like a change of direction is what it feels like. Sort of like, you thought you were running this way and now you're running that way. Or maybe you are running away or someone is running away. Yeah. This is like separation energy. This is rapid change of direction, and not for a good way. Like maybe you're triggered, you're emotionally triggered. Someone said something, someone's done something, something's happened, you've done something, said something. Like it's guilt, a lot of guilt. You're running away from this energy. You knocked down some cups, or someone knocked down some cups, or the cups fell over. Whatever this situation is, you are running away from your emotions because this is too much for you. And fair enough, because it's a lot. How are the other parties, or other people, or other person, or whatever in this situation? How are they going? How do they feel about you running away? Are they doing the same thing? Or are they being strong for you? Harmony card again. This came out for another reading. Feels different this time. This feels more like what they're showing. Because you can see the pain in this person's eyes, right? Like they're not frowning. They're quite still. And it almost feels like stonewalling. Yeah, I'm sorry to write you out, crosswatcher, or whoever this other person is. Like they're putting on a front. They're pretending not to be affected by this. Sort of like if this was a relationship breakup, for example. I'm not saying it was. It might have been. Take the energies and messages as they apply to your situation, but this feels like if it was a breakup for this example, and that relationship has ended or is about to end or whatever it is, you've bolted in the other direction. You are so distraught and upset by this, these cups being knocked over. You're not thrilled. They are pretending that they're okay, but they're not really, just quietly. Again, that was just an example. Like, apply that energy to whatever you need to apply that to, but yeah, they're not doing that great. So where to from here? What's next? How to approach this? The situation will improve. God, you would bloody hope so. Oh my gosh. This energy, Virgo, wow. Yeah, look, enough said, really. It's interesting that, this is sort of like underwater or the bottom of the ocean sort of feeling. It's like you're rising up, or you're about to, like, even if it doesn't really feel great for either of you, like, again, very heavy overall energy, but it will get better. They say time heals all wounds and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the situation will improve, and the more you can feel that and the more you can understand that, the easier it will be to let this go. Alrighty. Hope you're alright, Virgo. That was very heavy and very intense. But we'll keep the reading moving along. After Virgo comes Libra. Good old balancing Libra. Again, this can be for your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus sign, but what energies do we have for Libra? So the overall energy is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. You know, the song Walking Away by Craig David comes to mind, but that's basically what is happening. Either you are walking away from, or someone is walking away from you, or you're leaving behind a job, something. There's like a new adventure is what it feels like. It's bittersweet. It's not sad. Like it's a little bit sad, but it also feels more like conscious, or like you chose to do this. Yeah, you're walking away. Something is, shifting. How are you feeling about this change? Why are you walking away from this? What's the sort of underlying emotion or trigger for this? Yeah, that's what you're doing, Libra. We have the grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Got to risk it for the biscuit. You're walking away from, or someone's walking away from you, or something like this. But you're going with the flow. You are taking a leap of faith. It's like, I'm walking away from this, and I'm starting something new beginnings, new adventure. Yeah, you're happy to risk it, which is a good spot to be. Like, even if you haven't sort of ironed out all of the details, or made a really concrete plan or things like this, it's like, yep, I'm taking the risk, I'm going for it anyway, and yeah, nice. It's sort of like, I know Libra is balancing, obviously, but it feels like this is shifting this dynamic. Like your value and your worth, and it feels like that's sort of part of why you're walking away from something. It's like, I deserve better than this rubbish. I'm gonna hop off and go over here. Thanks. How are the other people, the other parties, the other person feeling about this? Wow. So we have the Lost Love card. Surrender, healing, release. Wow. Yeah, you've springed up. You've elevated your life. This walking away sort of style energy. It suits you. It sort of feels like it's rebalancing you, which is good. That's what we're supposed to do, right? But yeah, this other person. Oh, yeah, they are the other people that you're walking away from or taking this leap of faith away. Devastated. Really, really not great. It sort of feels like they don't want to, or the energy I'm getting, it's almost like I'm not really supposed to tell you. Like, that's weird, you know, because I've not felt that or experienced that before in a tarot, but this is really like, you don't need to know the details, is what this feels like. This feels like, yeah, they're devastated, but they're working through it. It's just really hard for them. Apologies if my neighbours are really loud. It sounds like they're out in the hall at the moment, but what's the advice? Yeah, how to manage that, you know, where to from here, because it feels like you're doing just fine. You know, maybe you are worried about how this other person is going, but the energy of that card is very much, it's almost like you don't need to know, and that sounds kind of rude, but it's more maybe like a letting go energy for you. Like, you know, you've taken that leap of faith, you've walked away, and yeah, you know that they're probably doing kind of shit, and that hurts you because you don't want to hurt them, but you have to be okay with them not being okay, which is sort of what that, you know, privacy energy was really about. Like, you took the leap, you made the choice, you know how they feel. You have to focus on yourself. Ultimately, it's a balancing energy, and it was the right decision. It was the right decision for all people involved. So yeah, almost like stop coming back to it. Yeah. At the end of the day, abundance is coming. Look how happy this person is, holding that big pile of gold. So yeah, maybe you walked away from a job to a new job that pays better. Oh, look how big and vibrant those wings are. Like, you took a leap of faith and you made the right decision. Like, there is no question about it. And yeah, it was sad. It was sad for you, it was sad for other people. It was sad. But it's almost like you took a leap of faith because you knew it had to happen, because it wasn't making you happy. This wasn't making you out. I'm going on a new adventure. I'm going to find something else. Don't worry about this person. Don't worry about this person. Because this is your reward for choosing you. And it's brilliant. I'd love to take this card off. It's almost like you walked away, you took a leap of faith, and abundance. Yay! Like, that's what this should be. This shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be here, Libra. They will heal in their own time. You need to focus on yourself, and that's where I'm going to leave that one. Yeah, because what abundance card is great. Look at this. Look at this. Libra, abundance. Amazing. Alrighty, then comes Scorpio. What messages do we have for Scorpio? Feels faster. Maybe you're ready. You're ready for Christmas. Or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever you may or may not celebrate. Maybe you're just ready for a holiday. You're just excited work will be closed. It's fast. So, the overall energy for Scorpio, again, this can be for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in Scorpio, depending on what energetic messages resonate for you most when you work with energy or tarot. But this is like, yeah, single is what really comes through. Abundance, right? Like this is good. Confusion a little bit. Like the bird. It almost looks like a little tomato. I don't know if that'll come through on here, but it's like a little cherry tomato head. Never noticed that before. It's almost like things are going well, like too well. Like you're suspicious. You're suspicious of all this goodness. Why is everything going so well? Oh, Scorpio, it's fine. Just enjoy it. Do what you like, again, this your energy, this is your reading. You can think, feel, and do whatever you want, but yeah, it feels like things are going well and you're very suspicious, which is interesting. It's like, oh, I didn't know things could be this good. Like, why? What's the catch? What's the catch, Scorpio? What do you think the catch is? How do you feel about all this suspicious abundance? So you have the ant spirit in reverse. Time to collaborate, but you don't want to. Yeah. Yeah, you're very puzzled. I know that's very literal because there are puzzle pieces on the card, but it's almost like you're evil-eyeing whoever this is across the way. Like, who are you? Who sent you? What do you want? Like, why? I'll just put this here, but you don't trust that they're not going to move that little acorn, or even though it's actually on the puzzle piece, it's almost like it's a piece of food, or there's some sort of, thing on it, like almost like something you really value or treasure, and it's like, oh no, I'll sleep first and you can do, you know, the night shift or the day shift or the opposite. And it's like, no, I will go first and then you can do it after me because I don't trust that you're not going to steal my abundance. It's very funny. You're like, I'm watching you. I'll sting you if I have to. To see how the person feel about this situation. Like, it seems to be going well, so it's, yeah, interesting that you're not trusting, or that you don't think it will last, maybe. Yeah, like, what's the catch? Like, eternal dance, movement, wheel of life, path of least resistance. Yeah, they're sort of happy to go with the flow. You know, they like being with you, or they like working with you, or being in your energy. They're not trying to fight it like you seem to be. It's almost like you're glaring at them and they're smiling at you. Like, they like you. They like this. Yeah, they're not fighting this, the connection, the change, whatever this is. You're like, I'll just keep one hand on my little acorn. But not them. They're like, they love it. They're very happy. So, how can you manage this? How can you change this mistrusting energy, Scorpio? How can you work with this person or this change or this situation? Like, how can you embrace this abundance and this opportunity more than you sort of appear to be now? Because right now it doesn't really feel like you are. Get more information. Yes. Very, very logical. Very... Yeah. You need to know more about this because it's... And that's, again, stereotyping Scorpio, but Scorpios like to understand and like not... I mean, generally, of course, you know, we all like to understand. That's a very broad generalization, but Scorpios are a little more fearful of things until they know how it works, its mechanics, its history, it's everything. Like, everything that they can know about something, they will learn. Because this person trusts. It's like there's abundance for this overall energy, which is great, but this little sneaky cherry-faced canary is suspicious. It's like, why is this happening? Why are you being nice to me? Or like, why did you give me this promotion? Or why all of a sudden do you want to be my friend? Or like, oh, you want to date me now? Or whatever this is, you don't trust. This person's like, yeah, like, of course, like, this is abundance, this is excellent, this is fantastic, and you are not. Again, which is fine. But if you're suspicious, investigate, Scorpio, like, undercover, if you have to. But get this information. Like, you know, perception is reality, but you feel like there's more to the story. Maybe there isn't. But you need to know that there isn't. There's an element of mistrust in this dynamic. So yeah, find out, Scorpio. Alrighty. Next, we will move along to Sagittarius. Again, this can be for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign in Sagittarius. Sorry, my phone is just having a little low battery message there. So I might need to speed this up. Or go get a charger or something. But anyway, messages for Sagittarius. Starting your reading, Sagittarius, is the Page of Pentacles, but in the reverse. The thing that comes to mind, so looking at this coin, this person staring sort of quite, intently at it. It feels as though, like, you're withdrawing your energy or your investment in something because you're not getting the return on your investment, I guess, that you wanted. So how are you feeling about that? Sagittarius is normally quite fast acting energy, so it's interesting to see a page come through, and Pentacles too. Sort of like, you know, like the Ace of Wands or something like that, which is generally how I envision Sagittarius, but this overall energy says otherwise. Like, you're giving the word sneaky, calculating, like, it's almost like you expect people to think of you in a certain way, and because you've established that image, you're sort of able to sort of surprise people by acting differently. That's interesting. Why is Sagittarius going so slow? Normally Sagittarius would just blow up and storm out. No, not this time. Not this time. Oh, that's tricky. I do like it. Again, we have the take a leap of faith. Grasshopper spirit. This feels like, yeah, you're biding your time before you spring into action. This is like, obviously something has triggered this, something will trigger this, or something like this, but instead of like acting like this, it's sort of like you reverse that energy. It's like, no, not yet, I'm saving whatever this is. Like you'll spring off soon enough, which is what Sagittarius normally feels like, right? No, you're being crafty. You're biding your time. You're waiting. It's almost like you're waiting for something to come in, or you're waiting on news, or you're waiting for information or something. Then you'll jump. Like, you're not jumping beforehand. It's like, no. Normally I would react to this. Normally I would explode. Normally I would pop off. Normally I would, do whatever. This is clever. This is, albeit a little deceptive. It's a little sneaky, but it's very clever, and it will probably work in your favor, to be honest. How are the other people going? The other person, the other relative, friend, lover, boss, whoever. How are they managing this sort of slow, withdrawal, this slow return? Because you're biding your time, you're twiddling your thumbs. Oh yes, it's fine. Yeah, righto, Sagittarius. Righto. How are they going with it? Feels like you know exactly what you're doing. We have the purification card again, so could be dealing with a water sign, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. It almost feels like, watching and waiting. Like, what I'm noticing more this time is like the way she's somewhat like, almost like leaning in, like, whatever this overall energy is, you haven't reacted or responded the way that you normally would. And the other person and the other people involved in this, because normally it feels like you're more emotional, and because you're a fire sign, that's why they're standing in the water. They're like in the water waiting for you to like charge at them, or shoot at them, I suppose. Not this time. And they're like, when are you going to shoot me, Sagittarius? You're not. Not yet, anyway. Just be careful with that, Sagittarius. It feels like you've noticed and observed that they are confused by how you have responded to this dynamic. But it's almost like now they're watching you because of it. I'm not saying what you've done is wrong. It's more like, be smarter about it, because if you sort of continue to act too differently, it'll be too obvious. It's like the jig will be up and they will keep watching you like almost with sharper eyes, or they will pay more attention to you if you're not careful. So yeah, what's the advice? What's the outcome? How to best manage this? Because it feels like you've played it pretty well up to this point. Like, but don't get cocky. You haven't won yet. You know, it's not over till it's over. Yeah, you know, just, yeah, consider this like a heads up almost, like a little bit of a, like, yes, you're doing well, like tortoise in the hare kind of thing, right? Like, you know, you haven't in this time, you're going to, but, you know, using that analogy as an example, it's like, you know, you've gotten to a certain point, and the competition is so far behind that it's almost like you feel as though I can just take a rest, or like, you know, I've got them where I want them, like, but the, you know, spoiler alert, the tortoise won. The tortoise did not beat the hare in that story, because the hare just got to a certain point and went, no, I've done what I needed to do. So it feels as though like this is the, like, yeah, don't get cocky, like don't act too different because people are suspicious and they're already going to start looking. Yeah, choose a new direction. Like, whatever you have done has served you up to this point very well. I feel like it's dialed back a little bit. It's like it was at 100, but because you saw it at 100, that's when you sort of stopped investing. You're like, oh, well, I've done what I've needed to do. And it's maybe sort of back down at like a 70, 80 because, yeah, they've cottoned on. They're like leaning in and they're like, you are not acting the way you would normally act. Why are you being different? Why are you being, you know, so calm? And it's because you're like, because then I will play my wild card and jump off. But this is sort of really indicating that original plan will not work in its current form. It's almost like you need to make an adjustment first. Like, still aim for whatever it is that you're about to leap into, but it's like the way you've got it planned now, yeah, it needs an adjustment. So just be careful with that one, Sagittarius. Alrighty. Next we have Capricorn. This can be for Capricorn in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. So what energies have we got in store for Capricorn? Alrighty, so my little battery thing has come on again. If it does switch off, I may have to do a part 3. So I have another extension cord to run a ring light and an iPhone at the same time. Tempted to take that one. Let's do it. So starting off your reading, Capricorn, is the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, similar to Sagittarius, actually. It's like you're pulling away from something, but it's a little different. It's like you're about to do it. You know, not until you finished etching that last Star of David into your pentacle, right? Like, yeah, it's you haven't withdrawn yet, but you're about to, or certain things sort of need to be closed off or wrapped up first before you'll decide to walk away, if you decide to walk away. It's sort of where your head is now. It's like, I will stop whatever it is that I'm doing. I'll stop working on this, making these pentacles. But I just got to finish this one first. And maybe by the time you finish that one, you won't necessarily feel the same way, but that's sort of energetically overall where you're sitting right now. So how do you feel about that? Cat spirit, claim your independence. Yeah, it's it feels like this is what you want to do. This is you focusing on yourself and like loving yourself and making a decision that is best for you. She's very empowering. You've got your eyes on the prize, Capricorn. Like you will be walking away from someone or something, or making a pretty significant change in your life soon. You're doing this for yourself. Like, this is not for anyone else. This is for you. Like, this is nice. This is, you know, you're still doing the right thing. Like, you know, I'll finish this pentacle first, and then I'll make that change or stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. Like, you're wrapping things up in a very respectful way, Capricorn. But ultimately, you will be choosing yourself. Like, you know, if you don't get to the pinnacle, you don't get to the pinnacle. But, you know, the change hasn't happened yet. It is about to. And you will try, and you probably will, finish this pinnacle. But you're making this decision for yourself, not for anyone else. And that is amazing. How do the other people in this situation feel? The other person, or, you know, the other half of you, or, you know, whatever this other energy might be in this situation. Yeah, because you're doing just fine, Capricorn. Very nice. Perception beyond the veil of illusion. Yeah, it feels as though they can see that this is good for you as well. It's almost like, really what it feels like is that they're not surprised, or almost like Like, yeah, I know. Like, it's almost like they could see it coming in a way. Like, even if they're not thrilled about it, they kind of knew already. And they can see that this will be good for you, even if it's not good for them. You know, they secretly, or maybe not so secretly, know that this is the right move for you to make for you. And in that way, yeah, it doesn't necessarily feel like they're unsupportive or that they will be super supportive about it. Yeah, maybe you're seeing things for what they really are in a way, right? Like you're doing it for you. You're doing it for the right reasons, and you will do it in the right way. And whoever these other people are, or this other person is, they get it. Even if they're not happy about it, they get it. So what's the advice? How to manage this from here? You know, what's next, Capricorn? Because it feels like whatever it is, it's pretty big. Well, I mean, whatever it is a yes. Like, it's happening, or it's about to happen, or is this the right decision? Yes. You know, there's even like a little, you know, dove in the sort of top. I don't know how well it'll come through, but peace. And this person's smiling. Yeah, this is good. This is very good, Capricorn. This is feels like you're on the right track. Yes, just it feels as though it's like you actually don't need any more information. Like, you've worked hard. You're pulling your energy away from something, and you're gonna put it into something else. You're gonna put it into yourself. And regardless of this other person, again, another reading, it's like it actually doesn't matter what their perception is as far as this reading is concerned, because you are going to reinvest the energy and the love that you give so freely and willingly to other people back to yourself. And this is a very good choice. You know, there is no doubt about that. Like, this is yes, this is peace, this is harmony, this is joy, this is abundance, this is yes. So just keep going, Capricorn. This yeah, no matter what that person thinks, yes, choose you. Alrighty, well, I might have to leave that there. I know we've still got Aquarius and Pisces to work through, but my phone will probably die, so this is going to turn into a 3-part video. But I hope you've been enjoying this, reading format, and that, the messages have resonated for you in some way, and that you're getting some value out of this. I'll do my proper closing spiel at the end, but yes, for now, this is the the closing part of Aries through to Capricorn, and I'll do Aquarius and Pisces in the next video for part 3. Alright, look after yourselves, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video, which is not that far away. Bye.